All right. Hello, everyone. My name's Vox, and I'm joined here today with Brad and Brady. Sorry. We started off on a great note. I'm joined here today with Brady and Melissa from Sextile and Blueemeu, who the two of us, Vox and Blueemeu, will be doing a quick interview with the members of Sextile and then getting them to play and talk about some of their songs off their new record. So let's hear it from Brady and Melissa first off.
Hello.
Hey now.
What's up?
What do you want us to talk about first? So we're about to put out a new record.
Yes, you guys are about
We're putting out a new record May 2nd called Yes Please.
Yes, please.
And we're live in Tokyo right now.
What's going on?
Yeah, live from Tokyo. So, first question is, so this is at the end of your two performances in Tokyo. First time in Tokyo. Just how was it? How was everything? How did you feel about the performances? How do you feel about the city? Just tell me about Tokyo.
I'm personally not ready to leave, and now we're trying to plan to figure out how to come back. But the shows were incredible. The audience had a ton of energy, which is kind of all we asked for, really. Like in terms of what is most important in the end, is as long as we all have fun together, and that's exactly what happened. So it was epic.
Yeah, I agree. Like the energy here in Tokyo is something I feel like we haven't encountered in a very long time, and it's just something that we really gravitate to when it comes to making art, when other people feel passionate and truly engaged with their community and coming together to create these types of experiences, to create these types of environments for people to hear this type of music and experience this type of energy is something that we really, like I said, gravitate to. And we feel it here, and it's awesome. And like Melissa said, we don't want to leave.
Oh,
I think it's first time to for you guys to collaborate with Japanese artists. What did you think about it?
yeah. I mean, we were just talking about, because I guess we should elaborate on the fact that now we decided last minute to shoot a music video together. And I think a lot of what Brady's talking about within the community is the community that you guys have built with Super Fuzz. And the ability that we can all just get together and everyone's like, fuck it, let's run it, let's do this, let's make a video. So we spent the last 2 days making a music video day of the show, which is also why my voice sounds like this, because I've been raging so hard. But yeah, it's been incredible to get together and be able to make something together. So we have a new song that's not out yet called Women Respond to Bass that we all made a music video together. And I say, like, the difference, but I guess between other cities and here was that you guys were so gung-ho to just, like, get the shit done in a way that we respond really well to.
It was really cool. It was like a last minute thing, and for everybody to come together and make it happen is something very special, So it's been, like I said, like we've been saying, it's just been an incredible experience being here in Tokyo.
Yeah, that's. I'm really, really happy to hear that. I think as somebody also that recently came to Tokyo, relatively speaking, I've only been living here for a little bit less than 3 years. So that was another thing that I really recognized in the Tokyo scene is that everybody's so willing to do stuff, willing to get it done. Like, let's just make shit together. And I think that kind of spirit, like you were saying, I feel like is a little bit kind of burnt out in the West. Like people are just, you know what I mean? It's like, nah, like I care first about my pocketbook. I care first about like, is this going to get me Instagram followers or whatever? Like, nah.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah.
There's on that note, there's still really good people, I think, in the United States, and we have an awesome community in LA. But it's nice to find it in such a place far away from us, and to know that this is here, because now we feel like super inspired to come back. And I have that list of like pros and cons.
Let's go through those.
Okay.
Let's go through the pros and cons.
So pros about Japan: best strawberries I've ever had in the world, like insane strawberries.
Insane.
I realized that the flavor of berry worldwide must come from a Japanese strawberry, because it has this different aftertaste, like the best candy you ever tasted. It's so strange. It's just in the United States and in Europe. I've never, or the UK, ever had a strawberry like this. So that's a huge pro. When you eat at a restaurant, they have a little bag or like box thing for you to put your stuff in so it doesn't sit on the floor.
Oh,
That is crazy. The toilet seats are heated. And they always come with a bidet to wash your ass afterwards.
Every toilet.
It's immediately gives you a sense of comfort to chill and let do
Like
something
life's
normal.
okay.
Yeah.
Like life's good. Like all the problems you're experiencing, forget it. You just sat on a hot toilet seat.
Yeah, it's true. It's like everyone needs a hug. And that hug is on that toilet seat.
So true.
It really, that's what it felt like. I like when I find the bathroom, I'm like, peace.
And
yeah.
bidets are also super environmentally conscious. You're not wasting paper. It's like
Yeah.
a huge like eco technology.
So awesome. And it's cleaner, actually.
Cleaner, yeah. It's
Yeah.
actually is cleaner.
Yeah. So, and then to continue the list, there's seat warmers in every taxi.
oh yeah.
That's crazy. I've never seen that before. Seat warmers in every taxi.
It's too hot.
Yeah, but I love it. That's also the warm hug.
Another hug, yeah.
Yeah, it's
Just
another
hugs all
hug.
around.
Yeah. Whenever you buy something, they give your money back on a plate as if it's a present to you. It's this very respectful, like non-dirtbag way to deal with money, which I feel like in America, our shit's all crumbled up, coming out of my pocket, and just like throwing it out. Here, everyone, the bills are crisp and like unbelievable, and like given to you on a beautiful plate. That goes crazy. Okay, there's vending machines for drinks literally everywhere. We were walking in like a suburban neighborhood today where most people were riding bikes on these small streets, but every other block was a vending machine with hot tea, with cold water. I mean, that was incredible for me. In LA, it would take you probably walk like 25 minutes before you found a water. There's not even corner stores like that. You have to have a car to get around. Wet naps at the table. When you sit down to eat, there is a wet towel to clean your hands.
Oshibori, yeah.
Oshibori.
It's awesome. Super. You can drink water out of the tap here. It tastes.
Yeah.
It tastes good.
It tastes good, yeah.
Which is crazy. In LA, you don't want to drink that. In fact, it messes up your hair. You have to have shower filters on everything, and the water's really bad.
Yeah.
Yeah, my hair feels completely different here.
Yeah.
So that's all my pros list that I've gotten so far from this week of being here. My only con about Japan is that weed is not legal. That's the only con.
That's true, yeah.
Because as we know, I think weed is not very harmful, and I think that it's actually good. Like, it can be medicinal for people, as we know. And I think it helps people drink less. And I think alcohol is actually more poisonous. But that's my personal opinion.
Yeah, it's interesting. Like in LA, there is a whole movement of people like not drinking alcohol now. There's a lot more people who. I feel like we know more people who don't drink than drink.
No, definitely. I was telling these guys too. They were like, "Oh, like, why do all the artists that come to Japan like not drink?" And I'm like, "Cause like, more like, why Japanese people are the only people still drinking out here?"
Yeah.
It's 2025, man.
Yeah.
We're over alcohol.
Yeah, there's a statistic worldwide that Gen Z drinks less than any
Other
generation, which actually I've kind of seen a bit. But a lot of them smoke weed.
Yeah, they're.
For health too.
Yeah, it's great for health. I mean, there's a shop where I live in LA, right around the corner from where I live, that opened up that is specifically selling non-alcoholic drinks, and that's how big it is there. You can open up a
Yeah, there's liquor
storefront.
stores with not real liquor.
Non-liquor, like non-alcoholic liquor stores. So it's like fake liquor type of vibe, just like different type of elixirs, if you will.
Yeah. Well, oh man, I forgot that. There's all those like tonics now. Like it's like there's no alcohol in it, but like a little bit of caffeine, a little bit of
Yeah,
guarana,
that's what
like
this
the
this
buzz,
basically is.
Yeah.
That's
Like
exactly
it would
what
be like
is.
kava root.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Stuff like
yeah.
that. Yeah. No, I forgot. There's like a few brands. I would get like Insta ads for. I forgot the names of them. But
Yeah.
New brew.
New.
New Brew's a kratom drink.
Oh,
but
it's
yeah.
kratom.
Yeah, and kava.
And kava.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
What about you? For you, pros and cons.
Oh, I mean, I'm right there with all those pros. Yeah.
I just happen to write them down for every country we visit. And the ones for the UK and Europe are pretty funny because there's a lot of cons.
Yeah.
I love it there for various reasons. Great bread, great cheese, great jam.
Yeah.
Like they have the best jelly.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's like in the UK when we tour, for instance, if you try to use the bathroom, not only is the toilet seat not warm, there's no toilet seat. There's nowhere to sit.
What?
It's just like if you took the toilet seat off the bowl and it's just an open bowl
And you just
and
kinda
it's
like
and it's
squat.
covered
Like a hover.
and it's covered in piss.
Oh my gosh.
And that's usually the bathroom we're working with.
Yeah,
It's
you,
so horrible.
You gotta hover.
And that's most of the UK while we're on tour until you get to the hotel.
What's the opposite of a warm hug? That's whatever that is.
Yeah, that's literally what that is.
Yeah.
And when you're
like-
cold and you've been traveling in a van all day, you're like, this is the worst experience
Yeah.
ever. And it smells so bad everywhere. And you're like, God. Yeah, it doesn't smell like piss in Japan. I've only smelled it once outside. But for how populated it is, most cities, you know, you smell piss. In Hollywood, for instance, in LA, you smell piss and shit everywhere. Like, it's crazy to me that it's not a problem here. So.
Yeah.
I think one of the other pros for me, or things I noticed about being in Tokyo, is how stylish people are here.
Oh, it's huge.
You know, it's really inspiration, but to the point where we felt like we were walking around in rags. You know, I know I've said this before to y'all, but like, yeah, it was like we were just like, holy crap. So we've been shopping pretty much this entire time, trying to up our game because like it's just been like, oh, we're wearing bullshit out here.
But we tried to buy specifically like Japanese brands.
Yeah. It was
Brady
really
Brady
cool.
said that he copped some yoji.
Yeah, I got
yeah.
2 yoji items.
Fuck yeah,
Yeah.
dude. That's the boy. That's the OG.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I'm really excited about it, and I think it looks really good. For some reason, like all of his cuts just happen to fit me very well. For some reason, I don't know why, but yeah, maybe.
What about you, Melissa? Were there any other Japanese brands that you liked?
Yeah, I bought some I always said it kind of in a French way, but I probably been saying it wrong. Comme des Garçons.
No, I think that's how you
That
pronounce
is-
it. Yeah.
okay.
Comme des garçons, yeah.
So I've always loved their stuff, but on this trip I found these like epic pants that I wore last night in the music video.
Oh yeah.
That they have the writing on. Yeah. And I'm so pumped on those pants.
Those are really cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
Were those CDG?
No, yeah,
Yeah.
I got it here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're
cool.
CDG. Yeah.
Very cool. Very cool.
Yeah, it's just been non-stop shopping for us here.
So cool.
I couldn't not look because it's just I already knew that Japan's always had a really big culture into fashion, and so many brands come from here. And I used to have that Fruits magazine. Well, like when I was like the Fruits magazine, that's where I even heard of what Harajuku was,
Yeah.
and or pictures of people from that part of. I didn't know anything else than that, but in Japan, I feel like you guys know how to layer stuff. I've never seen people be able to figure out how to layer stuff this well ever.
Blueemeu right here.
Yeah.
One thing that I really like about the Japanese fashion scene is it's not just like you went to a designer store and you bought everything off the mannequin. They have like this like mix and match kind of fashion, which is
Yes.
really cool.
People are wearing the clothes are not wearing them.
Yes.
It's like they make things work that on its own you might not really figure out how to make work.
Yes.
But then they make it work with these other things and these little additions, and you're like, fucking genius.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially Tokyo. I think it's like it's easy to go like spend 3 racks, 4 racks, whatever on an outfit and like look cool, but it's different to like go to a vintage store, like pick all these different items that don't really match and like build together a really sick outfit.
Yeah, 100%. We saw a lot of that.
Yeah.
Well, should we play any songs from the record?
We could definitely.
yeah.
One thing that I did want to ask about is I'm not sure because I didn't do as much like live music stuff in the States. So I'm originally from San Diego, but I didn't do that much live music stuff before moving to Japan. So I want to like get your guys' kind of perspective, at least on the SoCal scene. Do you feel like the age demographic of the shows that you guys were at is a little younger here, a little older here? Like what kind of slice of society came out to see you versus what you usually used to?
Well, actually, in general, maybe because we're in Shinjuku, Shibuya, Harajuku, we've been spending a lot of time in these more like centrally based areas.
Yeah.
But I've noticed it's just a lot of young people in general. There's not a lot of old people I've seen here.
Yeah.
But I would say that the way the audience seemed the last few shows would be similar to what we're working with in LA. Right?
Yeah, I would agree.
Yeah, which
Yeah.
is, I think, fairly young.
Yeah, I
Yes.
think our audience is pretty young. And say like under 30 for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You know, which is great. Yeah, I mean, I didn't see too many differences in the age of what we get in SoCal and then what we got here in Tokyo.
Okay, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah, but California, especially Los Angeles, infamously has a ton of energy, just like you guys have here.
Oh, that's
I would
really
say
good.
playing here and playing France, believe it or not, even though I talk a lot of shit about Europe, I love playing France because France, well, A, they got toilet seats. B, they pay you well. C, they make you awesome food.
Yeah.
But D, they go crazy. Just
Yeah.
similar way that you guys want to go crazy and have fun, that's what they do too, and it's awesome.
Yeah, it's
But
like,
Southern California does the same thing.
yeah, it's LA, Paris, Mexico City, and Tokyo.
Yeah, so far my favorites, for sure.
Very, very good.
Yeah.
We're glad that we're on the list.
Yeah,
Glad that
yeah.
we're on the
100%.
list.
Oh, absolutely. You guys made a big impact on our list. We're just like blown away by this experience and this trip. It's been so fun that we've been even considering coming back and working on a record here.
Well, we
in
also changed
Tokyo.
our flights, but only could do it for one extra day. But we did it because we were just like, I'm not ready to go yet.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Come
Yeah,
back.
I don't
come
want to
back.
go.
Come back for sure.
Yeah.
Let me see what else. I think another thing that this is something that a lot of Japanese people have like this weird complex about is like because Japanese mainstream media. So like our group is like a very. I mean, we're part of the underground. We're not like a mainstream party collective or anything. And like all the bands and DJs that play at our shows are like underground musicians. So the way that the Japanese mainstream works is it's like very commercialized music, right? So people who are interested in underground music from all parts of the world, they have to dig it themselves. It's not like there isn't like this kind of mainstream underground the way that there is, I feel like in America, where there's like big, like there's no Pitchfork. There's
Right.
no like, I don't know, all music isn't reviewing everything, you know what I mean? Like it's
Right.
very individualized. So a lot of Japanese people are like, oh man, like I don't really know anything about underground music, but like from what I saw your guys' show, people like knew every song. They were like singing. So many like what did you guys think about the way that Japanese people just approached music in general? The other artists that you saw, the other DJs that you saw.
I thought like what we saw at Superfuzz was what I feel we're used to seeing at a lot of like the underground or kind of what's going on in LA right now.
Yeah.
You know, it's very similar
Yeah.
in terms of like the DJs being super techno influenced, but also mixing in with electro and very contemporary sounds. And that the live bands are also focusing more on bringing and merging like electronic genres into live performances. So, you know, actual band performing a trancey techno type of track, you know,
Yeah.
and I feel like there is definitely a movement all across the world for this type of music right now, for sure.
I think it's for this type of energy.
Yes, for this type of energy. But like when you're talking about pop and like the
Yeah.
differences between here in the United States, if you go further into that, like what do you?
It's kind of hard to describe because it's not necessarily like a sonic thing. It's not necessarily the way that they sound. It's kind of like how the industry is structured. So the way that it works in Japan is like there's these large agencies like for example Yoshimoto Kogyo or whatever, like the ones that manage Stardust, for example. These are big agencies, and like those agencies are themselves the mainstream music industry. They basically like control the entire thing, and if you want to become a mainstream artist that like goes on TV or plays on like the equivalent of like there's this thing at the New Year's called Kohaku Utagassen, which is like essentially the Japanese Super Bowl halftime show, like the biggest
Okay.
music broadcasted event that everybody watches because they're all at home for New Year's. You need to be part of one of these agencies, and if you want to be part of one of these agencies, you need to look a certain way. Your music needs to sound a certain way. You need to like.
It's
suck
more
up to the-
controlled.
It's
We're,
very, very controlled.
mean,
we're in
I've-
America, we have stars like Chapel Roan rising
Yes.
to like Chapel. Honestly, it's like to me the modern gay Kate Bush, and
Yeah.
like I think the world really needs pop stars like that. So
Yes,
But I see what you're saying, because when we walk around Tokyo and what you see on the billboards and the music that is playing, it is so pop and is vastly different
just the range of
punk
allowable,
or
yeah.
subculture.
It's
So
narrow.
I totally get what you're saying. Yeah.
But I don't think that it's very different from the United States in the sense that, like, if you want to be a mainstream artist, you have to look and act a certain way. I think that there's definitely that. Like, there's like this whole bad bitch movement. You know?
No, I
In
agree.
Japan?
No, in the United States.
Oh, yeah.
That, like, if you want to be the mainstream bad bitch, you gotta fucking have certain
Well,
Instagram
I think what he's saying is that it's
posts.
more general tone for pop music to become successful here. If it's fits this one mold, there's less room for
it's
weird
just
thing,
narrower,
being
the
yourself
lane.
and
Right.
popping out.
Yeah,
Right.
like for
You know,
example,
right,
somebody,
Like Chapel.
somebody like Chaparro, and like, I mean, I don't know anybody by name, but I would guarantee you that there are LGBT people in the Japanese mainstream music scene.
But they're not out.
But they're not out. They could never
Yeah.
be out.
Yeah.
Like never in a million years.
Right.
Like 2025
Right.
in Japan, no
Okay, yeah, so
mainstream
that's
musician is
different.
out. Yeah.
That's
Yeah,
very
'cause-
different.
Yeah.
In America, you can be celebrated for that, which
Exactly.
Chapel is.
Exactly.
That's when I started to fuck with her. My friends work with her,
Yeah.
and I didn't give it a chance because I thought whatever pop music. But actually, to be honest, when I heard she was actually gay, I was like, I should give this a listen. I should give this.
No,
a
it's
listen.
important. No, that kind of representation is important.
Yeah.
Yeah, it really is. And then actually, she has great songs. She writes, and then that song "Pink Pony Club," which is about being gay and being free. It reminds me. There's this song from this band Bronski Beat, and it's called "Small Town Boy." Came out in the '80s, and that song it came out during the AIDS epidemic, and it made a huge impact for people to come out and talk about it. And so it kind of reminds me of that. I can imagine like kids being really young in a small town in America where they probably are around conservatives that aren't open to these thoughts and ideas, and people like Chaperone give them the freedom to feel like more powerful, to be free, to be yourself, you know?
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah, so I mean, it's kind of slowly changing in Japan just because, like, now with, like, the preponderance of, like, Instagram and Twitter and stuff, they can't, like, they won't put gay people on TV, but, like, you open up Instagram and, like, you'd see.
That's why
Yeah.
the internet's like weirdly revolutionary, which
Yes,
is why
definitely.
we can't censor it.
Yes.
Because everyone needs to have access to every idea in the world, I feel.
Yes.
Yeah.
So, like, our scene also, like, there were a lot of, for example, at the show, like, out gay people or, like, out non-binary, out, like, trans people at the show, which I think is really good, but it's, like, that's such a small minority in Japan, whereas, like, it's not
Well, I'm
as
glad
much
they
of a
were
min-
at our shows. 'Cause we literally, our tour manager in America even says, wow, you guys bring out every gay and like freaky kid in their town. And I'm like, I'm so glad that we can provide a safe space and that that's what our audience is, because I relate to generally being confused gender-wise as well as like just feeling different and misunderstood. And so I always felt like musicians represented a sort of freedom to me. So to now be on the opposite end of that is what an honor, you know?
Yeah, I'm glad too. I'm so glad.
So
Do you want to play some music? Yeah. How much time do you have left? Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
40 minutes left, so let's play a bit of music.
Oh yeah, so we should start with Women Respond to Bass, because
Or-
that's
Should we start with the new single that just dropped today?
okay. Let's
Yeah.
whatever you want. I just figured Women was queued up.
Right, so there is a brand new track that just got released today off of our new record called Kids, where Melissa is lead vocal with guest vocals from Izzy from Automatic.
Yeah.
Very cool. Very, very cool.
It's our '90s Euro trash song. I'm gonna get water while this is
guys can chime in about the song whenever you want to like talk about it, or if you want to let the whole.
This is the breakdown.
This is the breakdown.
This is the 90s Euro trash part. With the synth.
Have you ever watched the kids around?
This is what I used to like listen to as a kid.
I feel that's all we want to get. We'll be yours until the end. Now you're just another faded one. Are you crying when you hear the song? Now you're just another faded one. Now you're just another faded one. Now you're just
So that song actually, it's relevant to what we were just talking about. Finding community, finding your people. That song is supposed to be like when you're a teenager, basically we all relate to being young, being misunderstood. But then when you find your friends and going out and like what music makes you feel like, it like makes you feel alive and like there's something else out there beyond what you've already known. So that's what that song like lyrically is supposed to represent.
Yeah, and it came together in a really cool way. How that song was made. It was kind of like, and we tried a couple new techniques that we've never really tried before. Melissa and I knew that we wanted to. We had already made this song called "Resist" on the record, which has a very similar type of beat, you know, and BPM. And Melissa just had a melody in her head and whistled it into the microphone, and I recorded it. And then I took that and transferred it into MIDI notes and then made it into synth melody.
And that's like the shimmering pads that like behind the chorus basically.
It's a bum 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 bum
Yeah.
bum bum, which starts like the shimmering pads came after we built like the basics of it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, but
Yeah, the shimmering pads were inspired by music that I listened to when I was a kid, and that was created using like these new modular devices that I got by this guy in Scotland who goes by Instro.
So sick.
Yeah, so he's in Glasgow and making all these just absolutely amazing instruments, and it sounds like the quality and the snappiness and the color that I could get out of these instruments is what created those shimmery type of arpeggiations and pads and everything. And then there's a JP8080 in there, which you know I love to death.
So it's not like some VST. It's like hardware.
Yes, yeah. We're strictly
we rarely
all hardware.
ever use VSTs. Really.
Yeah.
I mean, we do for like effects, but not for synthesizers.
Yeah, we always found that hardware, we're always getting a better, fuller, colorful sound from them for some reason. I don't know. Yeah,
it's
a lot of
very
people use VST still, and they make banging music, but I just never clicked with it personally.
Very cool.
Should we play more?
I don't know. It's up to y'all. Do you
Yeah, let's go. Let's play. You want to play Women Respond to Bass?
Yeah,
And we can
so
talk about the video
yeah,
too.
because women Respond to Bass is the one we just worked on the music video for, so we might as well play that because it does not come out till May 2nd.
Yeah. So this is exclusive sneak peek.
This song is like a real strutter for like divas everywhere.
Yes.
It's like, and I really hope some queens make something out of it because it would be so cool to see people perform to it.
Women, we respond to bass.
That's the title of the song.
Women, we respond to bass.
fine.
Club ready BPM.
This was your color. Hit the streets like a bat, holy water. Kiss my cheek, you and me if you wanna. No more teeth, let us bleed, fuck your daughter. Yeah, she responds to bass, 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 bass. Respond to bass. Got no taste, speak your face, think you're harder. Coming down, is that sound that you wanted? Is there more? Meet the floor, rhythm calls ya. Don't be clean, keep it mean till it's over.
I loved how we were like running around Shinjuku and Shibuya blasting this. And like this song, this vibes, it was so sick.
Yeah, she responds.
Random people are coming up and dancing with us in the video.
That woman, yeah, she responds to bass, 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 bass. Respond to bass. We all respond to bass. Bass in your face, ego shake, so you hate every color. Half afraid, will you stay undercover? Slow it down till it's smaller. Feeling like a hurricane down in Florida.
We wrote that lyric feeling like a hurricane down in Florida while we were recording the vocals. It was a hurricane in Florida. So we said feeling like a hurricane down in Florida because it just rhymed and
Perfect, yeah.
yeah, my parents lived there, so I was texting with them at the time, making sure they were okay.
No, was it the big one where like everybody like flooded and all that
Yeah,
stuff?
yeah.
Yeah, Nashville and everything.
And that's
North
when we
Carolina,
wrote
yeah.
that lyric. It was just
That's hella funny. One of my friends
Yeah.
lives there, and then his family has like a beach house there, and like they have this camera feed like piped to their. That's like it's on broadcast on the internet, so they can check on their house. And like they turned on their camera feed that morning, and it was underwater. Literally, the
Oh,
camera was
no.
underwater.
Oh my
That's awful.
God.
It was crazy.
That
Yeah,
is
yeah, it's
crazy.
nuts.
Yeah. But that one is a real cool one. That one took a while to finish actually. We had made that one I think like a year ago, and we toured playing a version of that track.
But then we changed it since because we realized it was like tired. It just didn't have proper verses. It was just it was just like an acid song with me saying like, "Women, we respond to bass," but we needed more lyrics. And so actually, because we had played it so many times, I had run out of ideas for it. So we asked Izzy from Automatic to help come up with verses. And at the time, I was shoving the Charlie XCX Brat record down her throat because I was like, you gotta listen, you gotta give Charlie a chance. I'm a huge Charlie fan. I've been for years. She's awesome. But Izzy's never been into her because Izzy doesn't listen to modern pop music really. And I try to I think Charlie's not the normal modern pop star. The production is so different and creative and very punk and clubby. Yeah. And so anyway, so the delivery actually comes from the sassness that Charlie brought on that last record. So
Yeah.
that's why it became more of like, then I realized this is like more of a strutter song. Like it always had that, but I think the vocals now give it more of an attitude more than it had before. And
So you get inspired from other artists a lot, or
Oh yeah.
yeah.
All
We're-
lot.
very much inspired by other artists.
Yeah, I think Underworld inspires us probably the most. I feel like as Underworld, we've tried to do music like them, but you can't. I mean, no matter what you do, it ends up sounding like you rather than them. But they constantly continue to inspire me. I feel like even as like a band that's been around for so long, their last record is incredible, and it's really inspiring to see people continuously making dope shit, no matter what age, whatever's going on.
Yeah. And that track was cool too, because I know we were just talking about not using VSTs, but one of my two of my favorite parts of that track. One is the bass line, and we did use a VST for the bass line, which was actually Operator, which is comes with Ableton if you just buy the version or full version or something like that. So that was actually I think that's the only time in the past 4 records we've done that we used a
VST?
Yeah, for a bass line.
It's only because we wrote that song while we were at my house, and the synth that Brady would normally use to run bass is not at my house.
Yeah.
And so, because we were just playing around, we just opened up this Operator thing. But it's funny because the moment he added the rolling bass line, I was like, damn, now the song is a banger. Because it was just that acid part. For a long time, we were just coming up with the acid parts, and they were cool. But we had to figure out how to map them together, and the rolling bass line really made it all come together.
Yeah, and then my other favorite is the cowbell sounds on there.
Which that came out last minute.
Yeah,
and
those
it
were the
really is
last
fucking ding
edition.
ding 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 ding.
Yeah,
so good.
But I have to say that none of the cowbells you hear on the entire record are actual cowbells. Those are all synthesized.
That's sick. That's so sick.
Yeah, it's I love trying to like make like synthesized sounds so that they sound real to you, but you know they're not, or like your brain just knows like there's something a little bit off.
It's like an uncanny valley type thing.
Yes, exactly. And so I just love trying to do that type
That's
of stuff.
so cool. Yeah. I really like the bass line that she's talking about, like that, the 135 BPM, the rolling bass, and the fact that you made it in Ableton. It's all like the the essential ingredients of like a club banger. Ableton default VST, 135 BPM, rolling bass line.
Yeah, let's go. Yeah, absolutely. And then, so to tie it all together with Tokyo and everything, after we had played the Circus Tokyo, the first show, we went out to a bar after, right, and did karaoke, and sang, we sang Blink-182, I Miss You, and then we did, what is it?
Danny, California.
Yes, and then there was Oasis, Champagne Supernova, and that's when I met the director who had directed Bed's videos.
Yeah, Ryota.
Ryota.
Yeah.
And I told him, I was like, hey man, do you think you might be interested in shooting a music video? Like we'd have to do it in like 2 days, you know? And we're only here for a certain amount of time. And he was like, yes, let's do it. Immediately was just totally, yes, please.
Yeah, I know. So then I got home and I checked my messages, and Ryota messaged me in Japanese. He's like, bro, I feel like I was just drunk, but I said I want to do Sextile's music video. I really actually want to do it though, so let's make it happen. And I was like, yeah, dude, fuck yeah, let's make it happen.
It's just, and it happened, and the way that he approached it was just so is exactly what we were looking for in our idea for a music video that Melissa would say like showcases and makes Tokyo the star of the music video, because that's what we really wanted to do. Is we've been having such an incredible time here with y'all and the Super Fuzz crew that we wanted to like showcase Super Fuzz and all of the people that are a part of your crew, and showcase Tokyo and kind of like show the world and our community, you guys and in this beautiful place and this beautiful crew you have, and you guys put it together, and we believe that it's probably going to be one of our best music, if not the best music video we have.
That's so, I mean, yeah, I'm really happy to hear that. That's crazy. I mean, honestly, even for me watching, because I've been there I'm part of the same crew with Ryota, so we do all the bed stuff together. I've been there when we shot the bed videos, but like the energy for the Sextile one, the fact that we shot it on the same day as that all-night party in Shibuya, I think that's it. It was
so
crazy.
crazy.
There was crazy energy. Just the whole thing, people were going off the walls.
I literally, since that night, my voice is gone. So, so fuck. And I rested before in order to not lose my voice, but it happened eventually anyway.
Yeah.
But I wish I was there for the whole thing because I got sick. I wasn't able to.
Yeah, you would have loved the street shots. The street shots of us
I'm
walking
sure.
down the streets holding the huge signs
Tokyo's so
of Japanese.
cool looking.
Yeah, is it calligraphy? Is that the right?
Or
was
well,
it
kind of,
art?
yeah, kind of like calligraphy. So we had somebody, we thought up like Japanese characters that match Sextile, and like the first half of it, if you like read it very charitably, it says like discard the suffering of the world, and yeah, discard the suffering of the world, and then like, what is it? Oh, and then like last through the threats behind you or something like that. So yeah, but it's pronounced Sextile.
Ah.
Yeah.
No.
No, yeah. That's
So-
each of those characters Sextile.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
But they represent something else if you translate them.
Yeah, so
suffering of
each-
the world.
yeah.
And what was the second
Last
one?
through the threats behind you or something like that.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Yeah. You can do that, yeah, because each character in Japanese has a pronunciation, but it also has like a meaning associated with it.
Right.
Yeah, this one, right?
Right.
Did you see her butt?
Yeah. This it's like world suffering discard, and then like last threats, and then this one actually means like it's lapis lazuli. So that one was kind of random. It just looks cool, but like you could like twist it a little bit.
Awesome. Yeah, it was super special, and yeah, we went out and bought clothes for it and
Yeah.
everything just to try to make it even cooler. Yeah.
Ryota was out there. He like did like before the party started and before the shoot started. He was out there for like 2 hours scouting out a bunch of locations, and he like put together because he went on like a route, right? Like
Yeah.
he went on all these
Yeah.
spots, and like even afterward, we got to go to thanks to Katoman-san, we got to go to Beat
Yeah.
Cafe. Those shots were
Yeah.
crazy
Yeah.
too.
Shout out to Beat Cafe.
And
Shout out to
Kataman.
Kataman's a legend.
Kataman-san.
Yeah, and and we played music in there at like 3 billion volume. Fire.
Yeah.
He didn't give a fuck. He's so cool. Yeah.
Smoking
yeah.
cigarettes, dancing on the bar.
Yeah.
It was just a party in there
Yeah.
for a music video. It's all you can ask for.
So good, so good. All right, I think we have time for one more song, maybe.
Okay.
Well, the slot's till 9. It's probably.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we can probably. All right, so what do you think? We got 99 bongos, Melissa. We got resist. Hold on, what else we got on here? We got rearrange.
You love 99 bongos.
All right, so just before we get into this one, kind of what we were talking about before, the uncanny valley sound.
Yeah.
So these, the song started with this like, as I was experimenting with all the modular shit that I've been working with recently, and I was using this crew named Make Noise that they're out in Asheville, North Carolina. And they create amazing instruments. And so I was just exploring them, and I made these bongo sounds, and they sound like fucking real bongos to me, but they're like alien bongos. And I don't know, I'm super excited, and we
Yeah.
decided to call the song 99 Bongos.
That's sick.
But anyways, this is one of my favorite jams on the record here.
Our friend Caesar's on this record.
Yeah, shout out to Caesar.
Catch me on a Friday night. I'll give you 5 hours of it.
Caesar tells the story from when I was in my story. Made the sound.
No, definitely alien bongos. like speech sample.
Yeah. That's the vibe we were trying to go for, but we like, fuck it, we have so many like stories of our own. Bongos. There it is.
That
Taishi
alien
approves.
Taishi approves, yeah. That alien bongo sound is so fire.
Thank
it's like
you.
festival drums from Nebulon Prime. It's like so sick.
That is great. I love that. I love that. Oh yeah. That and the song is the song's like lyrics are just kind of well, let me preface by saying that we've spent more time on our lyrics for this record than we ever have for any of our other records. We really I think from having played live for over the number of years and having performed some of our songs for damn near 7 years now, some of the songs I wish I'd spend more time on my lyrics. I'm not gonna lie.
No.
Like,
Come on, look at Nirvana, bro. Don't worry about it.
yeah, I mean, it's just like, I was like, damn, I didn't think that, like, when I was writing this, 7 years down the line, you're still going to be singing the same songs. And, like, let's, make sure that what you're writing, what you're putting down is going to mean something to you fucking years down the line. And I think we really took that approach to this record. So a lot of the lyrics have very significant meaning to both me and Melissa and what they're about. And this one is just kind of about, like, just trying to do something fucking different with your life. Like, if you feel like you're in a rut, like, life is very free. Like, you can choose to do those different things and get out if you want, and that, I feel like that's the message you're trying to do. Is like, what was it? What's the fucking lyric? It's jump a fence, smoke a cig, and never pay rent.
So fire.
Drop a pill, jump a fence, smoke a cig, and never pay rent. That's like, just do something like that makes you feel like you're alive. And I think that's really kind of what this whole record is about. Is just kind of like songs for living, if you will.
Yeah. I think that the energy definitely comes through over, like, even just all the songs that you've played so far. Definitely, I feel like that kind of like, and that like vitality, definitely. And I think that's a lot with a lot of the, like, if I wanted to like take a step and like reach a little bit, I think a lot of what, especially like the Japanese youth are responding to in this situation is like, because of the narrowness of the industry here, it just feels like stale and kind of like dry, and like there's like this kind of, but like at the same time, a lot of these kids, like, they have Instagram, they have Twitter, they see all this stuff, and like how do I access this energy, and like the few chances that they have to like access something from the outside, like something fresh, something new, like that, it really resonates with them. And I think that energy that you're just talking about is one of the big aspects that they fuck with, basically.
I'm down to fuck with Tokyo.
Oh, yeah. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so it's we're really excited about this record coming out May 2nd, and it's crazy to think that's only like 3 weeks away now.
Yeah.
It's only 3 weeks away. It comes out, so yes, please.
Yes, please. With a period at the end.
Yeah. Yes, please.
Period.
Yes, please, period.
Period. I don't know how much time we have. I can play one more.
Let's do one more. Yeah,
it's
let's
called
do-
Rearrange.
Yeah, let's do one more.
And this is also kind of in the vein of staleness and things constantly being the same. Melissa's looking for ramen. Gotta get some before you go. But yeah, this song's about just how things haven't seemed to change no matter what we do, what we say, how much we protest. It feels like things are in a loop right now. Politically in the United States, culturally, like the constant regurgitation of fashion and of like eras, so of the 90s, of the aughts, of 2010s, just everything's just and then at what point does it all come to a head, in which you can no longer iterate on previous eras because they're already all been meshed together before and again. It's just an interesting thing to see and be a part of while it's happening in the world. This is rearranged. This is kind of I want to hear y'all's take on what genre you think this track is, or vibe. I want to hear y'all's vibe on this one because you haven't heard anything like from us like this yet. I don't think so.
Cowbell?
You know it.
Nothing seems to change, everything's the same. Driving us insane, need to rearrange. Can you please explain? Exit to this chain, looping in my brain, the crashing of this plane. Nothing seems to change, no matter the complaints. This is just a game where it's good bang, naked in the rain, looking back in vain. Never takes the blame, everything's the same. Nothing seems to change, 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 change. Everything's the same, the same, the same, the same. Driving us insane, 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 need to
Yeah.
All right, so Miu, what genre do you think this is?
Blue Moo, you gotta come talking to the mic. This right here. This one right here. Mic's up here.
It's hard. What do you think, Vox?
This is a difficult question. I mean, I think definitely, obviously, the main like synth melody has like acid texture, and it like the vocal, like there's like this chant element to it. I mean, I don't like it's not like other songs in this genre, but if you just combine those two things, it has like a acid punk flavor for sure. And then it has like that, just the processing on the vocals and like the chant and like the doubling. It definitely has like that anthem vibe. So it's like, yo, like fuck the man type energy, which
Okay.
is sick. So I
Yeah.
like electronic fuck the man energy.
That's cool. Hell yeah. Okay.
But
Yeah, I feel a punk vibe, but
Yeah.
You feel punk vibes
yeah.
from it. Wow, I'd love to hear that. I like to hear that because I think a couple things that we were trying to go for on this record was trying to recreate a feeling that we had going into house parties or apartment parties or whatever parties. Anyways, either if they're in New York or LA, wherever they were, if there was a time, and it's not now, but there was a time when there would be a song that would come on and you were at a party and maybe you were talking to your friend and maybe you were having a conversation, but as soon as that song came on, everybody stopped talking at the party and everybody started singing and dancing and playing, and being there in the moment for that song. And like a lot of that, a big song for us in that time would be like the Rapture's House of Jealous Lovers. And that song is like an anthem type of party for anthem, and we haven't felt that energy in a very long time, and so we wanted to try to bring that energy to today, and to our audience, and to parties today if we can, but yeah, I mean that's I'm glad to hear it's like a joint fuck the man vibe for you.
Yeah.
Because that's great.
What were your guys' intentions in terms of like other genres? Like, house party anthem, like kind of like that mutual rapture moment, like where everybody's just like stops what they're doing and like, fuck, this song slaps.
Yeah. And then we wanted to like, I'm glad you noticed the doubling and the chanting and that thing, because that's what we wanted to almost like curate that sound to help like that party vibe of where everybody at a party is chanting and something. So it's almost like you're almost insinuating that's what you should do, if you will. And that's what we were trying to do with it. And I'm glad that you kind of like felt that, because that was the goal.
But like when you couple that like with the political message also too, it like brings it has like this kind of like resistance aspect to it. Like that's why I said fuck the man, because it's like it like somebody like people at a protest like yelling, you know what I mean, like a musical equivalent of that. Like there's some of our friends actually do this. There's this thing here that we do, so like they're called protest raves, but like have some DJs come out to protest like Japanese involvement in the Israeli military industrial complex.
Sure, absolutely.
And like that, this kind of song like fits that vibe for me. Like it felt very close to that kind of energy, where it's like music, but like music is like enjoyment, music is fun, music is party, but like music is also like messages, and music is like the meaning and stuff too. So
we also been dropping a lot of like other artists' names in some of our lyrics. Well, not a lot. We do it in 2 songs. But this one is about
that one has the Kurt Cobain reference.
Yeah.
That's
How's the lyrics go? Is it where's Kurt Cobain standing naked in the rain?
It's like looking back in vain. Or where's Kurt Cobain? He never takes the blame. Looking back in vain.
Standing naked in the rain.
I can't remember them all in a row because we haven't performed that one live yet.
yeah.
And it's been a while since
But
they wrote
I
those
grew up
lyrics.
with Nirvana. Changed my life. It was the first band that became my band. Like, you know, when you like hear that one band that it changes the way you dress, the way you think about the world. And honestly, kind of my whole trajectory of my life wouldn't have been the same without Nirvana. I have this really shitty Kurt Lives tattoo.
That's sick though. No, that's sick.
But a friend of mine gave me that years ago. And it's because he lives on through people like us, you know. Because and especially, I don't know how it affected so much in Japan, but I feel like Nirvana worldwide really broke a lot of things. But in America, it was the first time that I even knew that a subculture existed, because Kurt Cobain would talk about punk bands all the time in these interviews and magazines. So yeah, he's referenced in that song, and then another reference is in Freak Eyes on the new record. Brady drops Trent Reznor's name.
What's the lyric?
You said everyone thinks it should be like Trent Reznor.
Yeah,
The
yeah.
pressure.
Yeah.
The pressure to get my shit together.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how.
The pressure to have 9 children or something like that.
Yeah.
You know,
The
I'm
pressure
actually
of
friends
nine.
with his wife.
Oh, really?
Yeah, she loves Sextile.
Yeah,
That's
yeah.
sick. That's so sick.
Yeah,
She's a fan.
and I haven't told her birthday was yesterday, and I told her happy birthday, but I did not tell her that we drop her husband's name in this new song, which I've been meaning to. But
Yeah, it was.
He's a legend, man.
like
Yeah.
truly.
No, actually.
Yeah.
No,
like,
yeah.
actually.
But the lyric is like more like is alluding to a pressure of like continuing to create like darker music or similar like industrial music, like some of our first record and our EP kind of have EBM industrial gothy tones to it. And I mean, as we've grown as artists, we've kind of moved away and wanted to explore other things that influence us, because Mel and I love so many different genres
We also
of
have
music.
gotten older, and life sucks less, honestly. And so, like, we have less intention to make sad bastard music like we used to, because we just want everyone to have fun and feel free. So, like, the type of energy we bring to our shows is because, like, we're trying to dance, we're trying to have a good time. It feels like preaching. Like when you go to a show, it feels like church, and it feels like you're up there as like the preacher for us all to vibe together
Yeah, I did like that.
Yeah.
and get like spiritual about this, which is the excitement of life and the excitement of
Yeah,
music.
I think like to jump off of what Mel is saying is like I lost my train of thought. I lost my train of thought.
This,
That
the
was crazy.
spiritual, she was talking about like spiritual vibes, like kind of like as you get older, making less like quote unquote sad bashing music.
Yeah,
being
well,
Yeah.
it's just because we had really dreary goth stuff. When
Oh.
we first started, we had just gotten sober, and we started our band in a program for sobriety, and so we were kind of going through a dark time, like getting out of that. And so Sextile's music, I've noticed, has gotten like happier with time, and we just kind of take ourselves also less seriously.
Well, yeah, okay.
We used to be very serious.
Yeah, I remember what I was gonna say. It was basically like that we know life is very difficult. It can be very difficult and very hard. And like, why do we want to create an environment where we're just continuing to perpetuate the negativity? Or remember how difficult and how fucked up and how hard it is? It's like, no. We know, and we want to create experiences that kind of escape that and make life feel okay, because there are really beautiful sides to life as well. And we understand that it can be very hard, but we wanted to create that escape in that environment where you could get out of that, where you could forget it for just an hour, 40 minutes, whatever, however long our set is. You just forget it, and you're there, and you're having fun, and you're letting loose and doing whatever the fuck being who you want to be, and doing whatever the fuck you want to be, as long as it is not negative towards others. Yeah, that is what we want to, the environment and the energy we want to bring. Yeah. I feel like I always have to say that, because when I say like be whoever you want to be, it's like, no, don't be a rape, whatever, don't be that, don't be
If
this,
you want to
don't
be
be
that,
any-
don't be that. Yeah.
don't be that.
Yeah.
So
Jesus Christ. Oh my God. Well,
That's
it's
a-
9 o'clock on that.
On that note, no, be good to other people though, really.
Well, yeah.
love one another.
Within Sextile and within my world, I want everyone to be free and happy and respectful towards each other. So.
Which we have very much felt in Tokyo. So thank you for having us here, and thank you to the Super Fuzz crew for doing such a wonderful job here. So thank you all.
Of course, no, thank you, both of you.
Maximum respect.
Maximum respect.
Yeah.